Yeah, hi friends, Doc South here in the woods. Let's see, I guess I'm about a mile south of that pumpkin field I've been showing you as the pumpkin season progressed. I was showing you how the fellow was doing. And I may go up there later and do another video. But right now I realized there was fun here at one time for me. Where I became a kind of a junior state trooper. Yes, it was either that or I almost got arrested for false. What would we call it? For putting in a false alarm. It was close. I could have been in trouble. As it was, though, well, I'll explain. Okay, one day, Sandy, I don't know. I came home from work. And my wife Sandy she was kind of shook at the house, and I said, well, in fact, she was she was darn near crying, almost to tears, not quite, but almost. And I said, what's wrong? She says, I think I saw a dead body out in the woods. And I said, what? Really? She says, yeah, I think I did. It was over in Port Murray, right near, where we go hiking up on the mountain over there. And I said, yeah. She says, well, I think I saw someone's foot coming out of the bushes, and it wasn't moving. I said, what, really? She says, yeah. And I said, well, come on and show me. She says, I'm not going. I don't want to see it. They'll think I did it. I said, no one's going to think you did it. You just saw it. Gosh, you wouldn't kill anyone. People know that. She said, yeah, but I said, okay, tell me about where it is. She says, well, you go down the road to the bridge there, again, beyond the, kind of near the mountain road. You know where I mean? I said, yeah, okay. Well, she says, and then, well, you got to park on the south side of the bridge, but then you walk over the bridge. Now, here's the bridge. Okay. Now, and by the way, this was at night. Yeah. It was dark out. Daylight savings time, all that stuff, So I park. Now, picture this in the dark. Here I am walking. Okay. I don't think at that time they had this particular bridge there. This was, again, maybe 15, 20 years ago. And Musconetcong River is right up here. And I'm walking through the dark. I got a little bit of a flashlight. And I'm armed with instructions on about where to look. And Sandy said it'll stick out plain as day, like a sore thumb, she said. And again, this isn't the area. This is the other side of the river. What I'm looking for is over this far side. Okay. By the way, isn't the river beautiful? Look at that. Huh? I know, just gorgeous. Gosh, we sure do live in a pretty part of the state. And again, this bridge is rather nice. You can see upstream there. They've renovated or built this new, I think. Anyway, it's gorgeous. So anyway, I'm walking through the dark, and it's a little different now. Here's the crime scene. Okay, it's a little different now. It was thicker with all sorts of bushes. In fact, you certainly couldn't get to the river the way it was. Darn, a mosquito just got me right on the arm. Oh, does that itch? Oh, that stinker. Okay. Anyway, I think I got to about here. It was dark. It was nighttime. And I start walking, and Sandy said I'd see a bush. Well, you see that bush right there? Let's say that was it. It was a thicker bush, but let's say it was that bush. And I'm walking, and she says, be careful, don't leave footprints. I said, well, that's going to be hard to do. And I get up to the bush, and let's say it's this bush. And I look, I had like a little flashlight, and I did have a flashlight. I look, and doggone if I didn't see a leg coming out from behind the bush. The bush was really thick. Again, not like this one's way too thin. But the bush actually went right to the ground, and yes, indeed, there was a leg coming out, had a sneaker on it, and it was just one leg. And I said, and it wasn't moving. And having done rescue at one time, I could see that was not a live foot. And I stayed back. I said, man, the last thing they need is footprints all over the place. But oh my God. So what I did, I had to go, the state police are just, actually go back to the highway and go about a mile in the, a mile west of here, and they got a barracks. Yeah, they do. And I said, man, I better go tell the cops. I better tell the troopers about this. And so I go in. Now, I had been cleaning out a house that day, and I was covered with all sorts of gunk. My clothes were wet. I kind of smelled bad. I was filthy. Pieces of, building insulation are all over my clothes. I looked like a tramp, to put it mildly. And so I go walking into the barracks, and this one sergeant, trooper sergeant, looks at me and says, "What are you here for?" I said, "Sir," I said, "Sergeant," rather. I said, "No, I shouldn't call you sir. Sergeant." Yeah, he said, "That's right." I said, "Listen, my wife was down near the bridge over the Musconetcong on the road, south of Port Murray. You know where I mean?" He says, "Yeah, I know. What about it?" I said, "She saw," because already I think on sight this guy didn't think I was, he figured I was at least a derelict. And I looked the part. And I said, "My wife saw in the bushes, she saw a leg coming out of the bushes, and it wasn't moving." And I said, "I used to be a rescue person, and frankly, what I saw looks like the person might be deceased. I don't know. I can't see the whole thing. I just saw the foot, but that foot was definitely not moving. It was very stiff and very still." He says, "So you think, hey, there might be someone dead down in the bushes down near the bridge?" I said, "Yeah, I think maybe." He says, "Are you sure you ain't been drinking?" I said, "I don't drink. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I'm sober as a judge. I was just cleaning out a basement. I thought you'd want to know." He says, "Yeah, well, we do. Okay, let me get the guys." Next thing I know, I'm leading a caravan of troopers. Must have been about 4 of them. Four cars with troopers in them. And I remember the sergeant telling me, "If you're wrong, you're in trouble, getting us out like this." I said, "Well, you'll see what I mean." "Okay," he says, "come on, lead us." So we're heading down. They all parked in that area all around here, as you see, up and down the road. It's a whole mess of us. And I get out, and there was a couple of the troopers said, "Okay, now take us to this." I said, "Okay, well, careful now." They said, "Well, we'll be careful. You be careful too." And we go walking up, and I said, "There, that bush, if you go there, you'll see a leg." And one of the troopers said, "Okay, everybody stay back. We don't want to mess up any evidence if this is true." And they're looking at me, and I'm thinking, "Oh my God, I'm going to spend the night in jail if that for some reason there's no leg there." But I know I saw one. And the trooper goes up. He was like a detective trooper, and he goes up and he says, "Oh my God, guys, there is a leg, and it ain't moving a bit." Oh God! And he gets close to it, and he takes a pencil out, or he had a stick of some sort, and he lifts the leg, and he says, "Up, but don't worry, it's fake." I said, "It's fake?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "Listen, it's probably what happened was kids probably put a dummy up. It's near Halloween, right? The kids were messing around. They probably hung a dummy from the branches here, and this is what's left. It fell, and just somehow one way or another wound up down in these bushes." He says, "Yeah." He says, "Honestly," he says, "you didn't do anything wrong. in fact, we commend you for coming to us. And if we did anything to scare you, well, we're sorry. But yeah, he says, I could see where a person would think this was someone's leg. He says, put her there, pal. You did all right. I said, oh. And the sergeant, he's looking at me. Yeah, I guess you did okay. God, go clean up, will you? I said, yeah, I will. Well, he was all, spit and polish, this guy, the sergeant. The detective, he was one of the boys. He just said, yeah. He said, I can see where you'd think this. He said, you know what? He said, I'm going to take this leg home and scare my neighbors. I said, okay, but I don't want it. He says, well, you did well. God bless you, kid. And with that, well, we all went our separate ways. And so far, never gotten a ticket in Port Murray. So far, so good. Anyway, I thought you'd like this story. But it was a bush much like this. With only trouble is it had a leg coming out from underneath. Oh, I still cringe. I'll see you later, friends. Thank you and God bless.